What is up? Welcome to the channel. Primal Chaos here, and today we're going to be looking at another song. Phew. Okay, so to say that all of the videos I've done for Spiritbox have been overwhelming with support is a massive understatement. And so it'd be remiss of me not to give the people what they want. So we're going to be doing another Spiritbox song today. To be honest with you, it's more self-indulgent because one of the issues, I've talked about this before, but one of the issues I have with this reaction channel is I'm finding all of these amazing new bands. For anyone who's new around here, I'm sort of getting into music with aggressive vocals. I'm a big music fan, but this whole genre of like metalcore, deathcore, all that stuff is relatively new. And so, you know, as much as I'm sort of straying outside those genres now, I'm trying to stick to songs that I'm not familiar with, or 100% not familiar with, but also trying to give myself a new perspective on some great songs I might have missed because of my prejudice against like heavy vocals. Now, these guys, like I said, this is a little bit self-indulgent because I first I did the Rule of Nines, and then I did the Mara Effect 1, 2, and 3, like the live version. And it sort of triggered a desire in me to just listen to more and more of their stuff. And I can't do that because if I go out and just start listening to songs willy-nilly, I might spoil something that'd be a great reaction video. And that's the only reason I'm on YouTube. That's why I'm here. So this is happening a lot. I want to listen to a lot of Bring Me the Horizon and some more Parkway and all of that sort of stuff. But I don't want to accidentally step on a great future video. So guess the only way to sort of muscle through it is to just keep reviewing their songs. So I discovered that this song, Spiritbox Holy Roller, has a music video. Obviously, if you're going to recommend songs to me, it'd be better if they have a music video or if they're an exceptional live video as well, because I really like to see what's going on. I'm 100% all about the music, but sometimes the visuals give me context about things to pluck apart, and you know, there might be things that audibly you'll miss unless you see something happen in the clip as well. And also, I like to get a feel for the band members and how many there are and things like that. So keep that in mind when you throw me recommendations. And to be honest, I'm getting so many. It's been so good. So anyway, I've talked too much. Let's go. Spiritbox Holy Roller. Wow. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how many of you out there have seen the movie Midsummer. I'd hazard a guess that if you like this style of music, then that movie is going to be your new favorite movie, because it's just beautifully off kilter. But basically, the visuals here seem almost taken directly from that film, and trust me when I say it's worth watching. But let's go back to the start. There's so much going on there. This like sampled drums or rhythm, I guess. Just trying to get a feel for what that might be. It almost sounds like somebody's hit a PVC pipe and got that sort of bam sort of sound that you get from a tube, or like, you know, those dudes who perform and they've got like this like a keyboard thing but set up from just PVC pipes, and they hit it with like thongs or flip-flops. Yeah, they're called thongs in Australia. Everyone else calls them flip-flops or slides or whatever, but we call them thongs. It's embarrassing, but it's Australia. Sorry. I apologize on behalf of everybody. But I imagine it's just a cool synth sound. And there's a synth building up as well. It's very granular. Great processing on the vocals too. It sounds like it's filtered through something like Volcano or something like that. What are they called? Fab Filter, I think, make the plugins. What a great riff, man. Wow. It just doesn't look right. Like, I get that this is how she performs when she performs these vocals, and I guarantee she didn't look much different in the studio in front of the mic. We've all seen the one-take videos and stuff. But it just looks so strange. She's looking at you with such peaceful calm, and it's like the antithesis of every other harsh vocal performer, you know. And I'm here for it. I love that. That's so cool, because most people would be like, I'm going to show you how aggro I can be. She's got this calm stillness that's sort of, it's almost a little bit more like terrifying in a way, you know. Let's go back. Use my arrow keys. Into light, take my body instead. Is it weird that I find her in the field more unsettling than this? I don't know what it is. It's like, you know, horror is horror, but the reason the movie Midsummer works so well is because it's not horror. It seems like a horrific situation that happens in real life. It's not like heightened arch kind of horror, scary villain. It's just like some teens go to the wrong part of the world. You know what I mean? But there's something else I wanted to bring up too. What was it? I'll go back and I'll see if it pops out. Oh yeah. I was going to say she's like something about the way that she moves and the space that they put her in to perform and stuff like that. She kind of reminds me, and I might be way off base here, but she kind of reminds me of like the cousin of Lana Del Rey that we don't talk about. Man, that's just raw. Wow, that's cool. What was that? Is it just pig scratches? I have no idea, but it sounds like just really cool articulated pig scratches where you get your guitar. I should always have this at the ready just in case, but like just like a kind of thing, you know. But really well executed. So it could just be a sample or something, but that's just, as a guitarist, that's what I hear. Those sort of like 80s style video effects are even more unsettling too. It looks like home footage of someone's abduction or something. God, that's a catchy hook, man. Jesus. That's like musical gold. If you can come up with something like that, that you know that people are going to be chanting back at you at shows, and then stops dead, and then bah! Afterwards, man, the energy in a live show would be insane. And this, like the rhythms there, like this is what I mean about moving outside of genres, right? I've had some discussions in the comments with people sort of at odds with so many granular definitions of subgenre names and things like that. And you can't, everything I've heard from this band has sounded marginally different, and this is the most extreme, but I don't know that you could classify this as metalcore or any core. I mean, there's a drum pattern in there I believe almost certainly is inspired or stolen directly from like the Prodigy from back in 1992 or something, you know, or whenever it was, 95, when Breathe came out. Like, let me jump back and you can hear it. Where was it? There. That drum beat there is straight out of 1995, you know? techno movement kind of, crossover metal. I mean, the Prodigy were kind of a weird experience. If you're not familiar, they were a UK-based techno band. I don't know what subgenre they sort of fell into, but their imagery stole heaps from like the metal scene and stuff like that. Mohawks, punk attitude, cyberpunky almost, I guess you could say. But there was that sort of double time feel, like they would take a drum beat and they'd speed it up so that it felt hyperactive. It felt like you're on medication. You know what I mean? So, but that drum sample is straight out of it, I don't know who dressed her for this look, man, but they fucking nailed it. Eh? It looks really good. I mean, I could do without the contacts. I'm not a fan of those at all on anyone. I can spot people who wear like vision contacts. I can spot them. And the worst sin for me that's egregious is when they take an actor in a movie and they put them in different colored contacts than what they naturally have, because I can't not see it. It drives me crazy. And I mean, these are obviously extreme, but some of the close-ups, they're a little bit too clear. Like me personally, if I had edited this video, I would have taken the time to attract the eyes and blurred them out or done something to the, I don't know, because that's how much it just drives me crazy. Having said that, what a great video. I'm loving every second of this. It's jumping between 3 or 4 different sort of themes. And they all fit really well. So it's excellent. Excellently edited, excellently shot, but that's not what we're here for. Let's talk about music. Oh, that's cool. There's a real what's that character from the original Suicide Squad movie? There's a vibe going on there. The video clip, I read through the lyrics and, it's like, it's got a lot of religious themes, holy ghosts, and holy roller is obviously a comment on, pious religious sort of people. And I'm not in, the context eludes me a little bit of what she's getting at. To grip the Nazarene, crown of God. There's some Jesus references and stuff in there. What I'm getting from the video is more about this duality of the soul, right? She exists in 2 forms. There's the dark side of her and the light side. And to me, like just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks, it feels as if, they're attempting to represent the duality of her as a performer and her voice. That's a little too trite. I mean, when I say her voice, I mean her inner voice, like the duality of her as a character, having, this sweet, innocent performer who's very still and very controlled. And I mean, I've seen in other performances, she's not a big mover. She's not dramatic in her motions and stuff like, say, someone like Tarja Turunen would be from Nightwish. She's not all very flamboyant and big. She's very introspective as a performer. And so that sort of leads you to that sort of garden aesthetic, one with nature harmonized, with the environment, floral arrangements and things like that. But still, like, it's got a hint of like that weird pagan aesthetic of like children of nature sort of thing. And then you have this dark, violent imagery of the other part of her soul, which is probably the darkness from whence that second voice comes from. And it sort of flows through her in that regard. I'm not getting a lot of religious manifestations in what I'm seeing. It's more like some Blair Witch kind of horror elements and things like that. But I don't think it matters. Like again, I've said this before, but I'm not a big fan of sitting there trying to break down lyrics and imposing my concepts of what I visualize lyrically, because it's poetry, right? Everybody reads poetry and feels a different thing. And the last thing I want to do is alter your perceptions of that. I'm here to give you some more context, perhaps, into what you're hearing audibly. And, you know, maybe pluck some things out of the air that you may not have noticed or have forgotten, or, you know, and giving, you know, revitalizing some of these favorite songs for you, the viewer. So you won't ever see me going too deep into the meaning behind lyrics, because at the end of the day, that's open to interpretation, and the only person who really knows is the person who sung it. So I don't want to mischaracterize, you know, what they've put on the page when they've written these lyrics. But what I can tell you is, to me, it seems like the vibe they were going for in the clip is that duality, you know, that seems to be really powerful within her as a performer. And when I die, you will pray for me. That's why I learned to guide my ties. And when I die, you will pray for me. See, and that darkness is creeping in. I don't think it's an accident that it's reaching around her throat, right? Because she's doing both of these voices in both of these characters. So, you know, it just seems to be slightly more aggressive coming from the darker character, the darker figure, you know? God damn, I love that. It occurs to me, you know, I'm so enamored by everything happening up here. I'm missing a lot of the the rhythm section work, the undercurrent that's sort of dragging this whole piece along. And it's because the riffs are just so bombastic and just bouncy. You know, there's not a lot of articulated guitar. It's more just like drop tuned, you know, just power chord heavy melody riffs, you know, like there's not a lot of intricate guitar work that I'm hearing anyway. I might have missed it. They're leaving all that up to like tech, you know, like synthetic sort of parts and your samples and whatnot. Whoa, cool. Did you see that? The hands go away and it's like she gets pulled out of this trance. Just a fraction of a second, but you can see it in her eyes. Watch, ready? Oh, she wakes up. That's really cool. So this is the part where I jump in and talk about Enchroma Glasses. You guys know I'm a big fan. You know, 1 in 6 guys, 1 in 200 women are colorblind, and you can get tested for free. Just jump on the Enchroma website. There's a link in the description. And if you decide to buy any of their corrective glasses, you can get 10% off at checkout if you use the code CHAOS. Well, one thing that's interesting, right, is like I said towards the end there, I didn't notice a whole lot of the guitar parts, the rhythm section, bass drums and stuff like that through this piece. And because there was so much character going on around it, it's just rhythmically just really dynamic, but it's not technically all that articulated. It's interesting because just today I read a comment from somebody who broke down a lot of the mythos behind Spiritbox to me, which I appreciate. I love these comments. I do read them all at this stage. It's starting to take up a lot of my time actually, which is totally fine. I'm all about it, but just wow. Okay. I didn't expect that coming in. Having said that, they were talking about how the guitar player who does most of the writing, and I'm paraphrasing from a comment from someone else here, but essentially his ego has taken a little bit of a back seat. He realized he was probably making a lot of technical choices based on, you know, complexity for complexity's sake, which is a theme I keep coming back to. And, you know, that's something that musicians have to face, where everything you put out there, you want to show the world exactly what you're capable of, but it doesn't always serve the track or the song or the album, in fact, you know. So it's a sign of compositional maturity to be able to put out something that doesn't have every element of your technical wizardry in it as an instrumentalist, you know, or as a composer or an arranger. You sometimes the bare minimum is exactly what the song needs. And that's what this is. There's a lot going on in this song that's remarkable, but it's, you know, the rhythm section, which in this case I include the guitar because a lot of it's just doubled with the bass and things like that. It serves the song, not the egos of the performers performing it. You know, they're letting the vocals shine in this one, and they're using, you know, things like samples and other sort of, you know, digital elements to sort of, you know, let the song, you know, sit on its haunches and just like, you know, the upper layers of the song are what captures your imagination. The rhythm is punchy and it makes you want to drive fast and, you know, punch the air and all that sort of stuff. It's exactly what it does, but it's also not distracting, you know, and I appreciate that. That is so cool. I just want to have a quick skip back through and see if there's anything that does jump out, because I feel like I was so busy pulling apart other things. One of my concerns with this channel actually is that I find sometimes when I watch something the next day, I'll pick out all these things that I should have mentioned, and little things that I remember at the time, little triggers popping out of my head. Oh, I should talk about that. But then I leave it for a few bars and then something else bigger comes up and I miss out on talking about it. So, you know. You know what I mean? That's just basically it's just essentially a lot of rhythm guitar, you know? And I appreciate it. If they could have very easily tried to overplay this and make it into something that wouldn't work. But this song as a whole works perfectly well together. It's so good. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm a big fan. I like it. I want to maybe do some more Spiritbox, but I'm going to let it rest for a minute because, you know, I got 3 tracks up there, one of which the review video ended up being like 56 minutes because it's a 16-minute song, or 3 songs, I should say. So, yeah, but thanks for checking it out. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get my follower count up so I can just share more of this stuff with you guys. If you like this, chances are you'll like something else I'll do, so you should check back. And yeah, thank you so much for all of the recommendations and comments. Keep them coming. And I guess I'll catch you on the next one.